If you've stopped at this video, it's because you want to learn how to get started in long distance investing. And I'm going to give you some tips so that you can do exactly that coming up. Hey there, it's Billy Keels, and I'm back once again to share more tips and more strategies with you that are going to help you to go out and make more money. They're going to help you to have more control of your free time, and ultimately they're going to help you to live with much less stress. So if it's your first time here, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and you know what? You're going to want to give it a like as well. And when you do that, can you go ahead and share that with at least 2 to 3 other of your friends? Because by doing that, you are helping, once again, our community to continue to grow with other like-minded people so that we can share information, learn together, and grow together. So I like to ask for those things right up front. And you probably want me to get back to what's the whole thing about how you can start to learn how to get into and become successful with long-distance real estate investing. And so here we are. And I guess before we even get started, everything starts with being crystal clear as to why long distance real estate investing is the thing for you. And the reason I say that, now I've been living in Barcelona for quite a while, and I love investing in US based real assets. But it's also great when you start to hear mentors, like people like mentors of mine, like Robert Helms of the real estate guys, that talks about live where you want and invest where it makes sense. That's just awesome. That's music to my ears, and that's probably something that you really are enjoying, and that's exactly why you're here. Now, keep in mind that when you're looking at long distance investing, like I live in Spain, and I've been very clear as to why residential real estate in Spain is not the right thing for me. Even written a couple blogs on it and things like that. That your situation may be very different. I've decided to invest on a different continent. Maybe you're on one side of your country and you want to invest on the other side. But it all starts with clarity as to why you want to invest beyond your backyard, which is something that we absolutely are big fans of. And so once you're clear on why long distance real estate investing is the thing for you, then a lot of it comes down to the basics. And when I say the basics, it's actually getting started. And I've talked about this too. When you want to develop a skill, and long distance investing is a skill, there's a very clear process or a process that you want to follow. And that process we've talked about as well in the past. And this is one of the things that if you want to get more information and drill into it, it's the principle that we talk about, which is the 70-20-10. And first of all, 10% needs to start with your education, making sure that you have the right foundation, the right understanding as to what it takes to become successful in long distance real estate investing. That's 10% of your time. 20% of your time is actually finding people that have done what you want to be able to do, looking at the entire supply chain of real estate investing, whether it's being the actual investor, which is the person who's placing capital, the person that's operating a specific project, or maybe you are providing a specific service that is part of that. And I know we talk a lot about teams and being successful, and once again, teams is absolutely foundational for the success of any long distance real estate investor. And then here comes the next part, which is the 70%. And this is actually doing. So the more that you do and the more that you're involved in the process, the more competent you will become as a long distance investor. So just a quick recap. It's 10% of making sure that you have the right education, find that education. 20% is surrounding yourselves with the right people, the right mentors, coaches, and 70%, it's really up to you. You have to get involved. You have to make sure that you're doing all of the things that you want to do. So, as I mentioned before, the whole thing is there are many different reasons that I've talked about, and specifically in the past, how you can become successful in the 5 different things that you want to look for when you are investing long distance. I talked about doing that from Europe in the US multifamily, and maybe that's something that can also be helpful for you when we talk about that foundational knowledge. That could be part of the 10% that it's something that you want to look up and get more information on. But at the end of the day, it's following that specific process. And also, one of the things that we're making it really easy for you to be able to do as well is when you're getting that education, do it in a way that's going to be easy for you, where you can listen on the go, or you can listen while you're in your kitchen, or maybe you're on an airplane, or you're on a train. And that is by the newly launched Going Long podcast. Now, this is really focused on and for your high earning corporate executives and corporate employees that are really looking to continue to do what you love doing day to day, and at the same time making sure you're having more control over your financial life and investing, like I talked about before, where it makes sense. Live where you want and invest where it makes sense. Make sure that you're understanding more and you can listen from the best experts in the business as it relates to real asset investing, and you'll also listen to real life Main Street investors. So that's another thing. You can check it out on the Going Long podcast with Billy Keels once again to help you on your path to becoming a successful long distance investor. I'd really love to hear from you. I'd love to know what you think about this format as well, in terms of how quickly you can start taking action to get that foundation, to start listening to more podcasts that are focused on long distance investing, and being able to surround yourself with the right people, and then ultimately you taking action. So, so many different things that we talked about, but like I said, want to hear from you. Help me understand what is the best part, or where is the area that you want to get started in your long distance investing. And of course, I'd love to be in touch with you as well. So as I mentioned before, I'm working a really demanding corporate job at the same time, building my own dream at the same time. Along the way, I've made many mistakes, learned many things as well, and I would love for you to be able to learn from the things that I've already done, so you can get to your goals even faster than I've been able to get to mine. It made it really easy for you as well. The only thing that you need to do is go to keeponcashflow.com/roadmap and pick up that, leave your email address and your name, and I'll send that out to you. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the Going Long podcast on your favorite podcast platform. So once again, this is Billy Keels. That's my 2 cents for today. And as always, hasta la próxima.